This is the best fried rice ingredient.
If you've been following Debola, you know that Debola goes to different spots.
Hey, lies. Being a storyteller isn't my job.
Okay.
It's who I am.
It's your lifestyle, yeah.
Somebody was asking me why I will stay at money because if you know me, you know that I know always Spelaye in one place. Sense of culture is way ahead. I do not think that there's any Nigerian company that has half the culture that money has. Wow, the pressure.
It's getting worse.
Hey, I cannot even say car. I don't watch rom-com, I don't watch romance because I don't have time for nonsense.
Oh,
And
shit.
all of them is
Add-
lies that they always lie to you. That's not how love be in real life. I can't believe I'm quoting Ashake after I've already talked about like other things. But Ashake has some deep code. It's very important for me not to suffer again. It's also now more important that my children do not suffer. Nobody in my generation will suffer again. So sometimes you think I like work. I don't like work. I wanna chill. Yes. It's all about the money.
Hi everyone. So I'm so excited to be here again today in your face. So I have Debola here today. I am so excited to have Debola. Debola is a very lively person, and I've been looking forward to this interview for a very long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Debola, I'd like you to tell me, like, have you always been this lively?
Yes, so never a dull moment. Well, there are dull moments in case there are people like me that are watching. It's just that, yeah, my energy level is always high, and I just know how to enjoy myself because life is short. You know, you cannot always be. So I try to enjoy life and laugh a lot because there are many problems in life. So
Oh, okay, I see. So if you've been following Debola, you know that Debola goes to different spots. in
hey,
Lagos.
lies,
Yes. Am I
lies,
lying?
and more
Wait,
lies.
how many spots have you been? Like, have you been to in this Lagos? Let's say, in the past 3 months.
I've never been anywhere. I'm always in my house.
Always.
I go to church.
It's a lie.
And I stay in my house. I go to the market.
It's a lie.
I don't go anywhere. Lies. Lies. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
I can't give a number, but yes, I go out
Yeah.
by virtue of my work and by virtue of my personality and by virtue of sometimes I like living fake life. I just leave my house.
Why do you like living fake life?
So
or what's fake life?
exactly. Let's define it too. Before some people come and say that Debola 2022 quote, I like living fake life. I can stay in my house and do everything that I need to do.
Okay.
But sometimes, occasionally, I just want a different experience.
Okay.
So I go to have those different experiences, even though they might cost me a little bit of money. So it's a way that I take care of myself on the side. So you know what? Pamper money. And instead of me to go to the spa, which Lagos will still stress me out and beat the treatment out of me, I carry myself and I say, you know what, I'm going to spread this money across 3 different spots. Oh, there's this spot where I can work and have good food at the same time. So I'll go there and take pictures. You people will see the picture on Instagram like, oh my God. You know, but I've spent some money sitting down in that place and working and eating and doing some good stuff. So fake life, that's what I mean. Like, I don't have to be out, but I go to some of these places sometimes. I don't have to be there, but I go because, and it's not as if I'm creating content like that. I just go there,
happens.
I work, I take pictures, and I'm like, oh, I'm here. This place looks nice. Let me take a picture. Let me document.
I
this
think
thing.
you
Let
need
me
to
do
look
that
for
here.
another name for it. It's not
That's-
fake life.
So it's not like I'm.
It's not fake life. No, that's not fake life. You did capacities.
That's what some people that know me call it. So anytime I post that I'm somewhere and I'm holding like a cup of coffee, and my laptop is there, my MacBook, sorry, and my phone is there by the side, and I take a picture. The next thing here is fake life, queen of fake life, queen of
Okay,
fake life.
okay. I think this is where we'll get to the point. Like, what do you do exactly? Yeah.
In life,
To fund your
I mean
lifestyle.
for work.
For work. To fund your lifestyle. What do you do?
What do I do? So I am the brand storyteller at Money. Money is a fintech startup. By the way, before I even go into what Money does,
Okay.
so this is just a disclaimer to everybody that is out there that is saying that there are so many fintech apps, there are so many fintech startups. There are so many financial service problems in Nigeria and Africa as a whole that one person or two people or 10 companies cannot solve. So we need as many people as possible, and that's why money stands out as well. So I'm the brand storyteller at
selling money. Yeah.
I'm not selling money. I'm selling fintech generally. So don't write off fintech, and all of you that always have those conversations within yourselves. So money is a fintech startup that provides business loans for SMEs, especially a lot of unregistered, unknown SMEs, because that's one of the problems of SMEs in Nigeria. There's no digitization. The woman down the street, the POS guys down the street, those are the people that help you with your money, the people you collect money for to spend, right? But they don't have money to like sustain their business, so money gives them loans in clusters, right? So we are friends. We form a group together, and we take our loans together. We pay. We are accountable to each other. The behavior of one person affects how the other person is able to access loans, and then they also save together in groups as well. And then we have a consumer side now, where people like you and I can just save money and earn pretty good. I think we have the best interest rate in the market. Yeah.
Okay,
So cheers to that.
We'll see. Well, what? Okay, so what's your favorite thing about working at Money?
I have lots of favorite things. So I had this conversation in church today. When somebody was asking me why I would stay at Money, because if you know me, you know that I don't always spell you in one place.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Okay, yeah. So, well, one thing that I think I like about Money is the culture. And that's why I say that when I leave Money, the next company I'm going to is either going to be a company I am co-founding, or that I started myself, or a company that, in terms of culture, is way ahead. I do not think that there's any Nigerian company that has half the culture that Money has.
How many companies have you been to?
I hear the news online, and nobody can relate at Money. We see the news of what's happening in people's startups and what is happening in people's offices, and I can't just relate to it. The culture of Money is very ingenious. You know that there's a lot of intentionality. We didn't go to Netflix and borrow from Netflix and borrow, because that's what a lot of people do. Let's borrow Netflix culture, let's marry it with Disney's culture, let's marry with this. We sat down and we said, what kind of company do we want to have? Not just how do we want to make money, what kind of people, what kind of vibe do we want in this place? If there's anything you know about Money people, they always say that we vibe well. It's very important. There's something we call the vibe check before you enter Money. You have to check it. If not, you cannot work with us. When they have an idea, we have this thing we call all hands meetings. All hands, that's really what we do at Money. All hands are on deck to build the company. It's not the founder's job. It's not building the company alone. It's everybody that is building it. An engineer can contribute to a conversation about business objectives. A head of business can contribute to an engineering problem. So everybody carries the matter on the head. Most people think that it's only me that carry it on the head. I'm just the loudest about it.
I mean, you're in the faces of people.
Yes, and because I'm also in that space. But that's basically the culture. Everybody carry money on their head.
Okay, let's talk about how you got to Money. So, I mean, there has to be a process, right? And then I remember I saw your post about transitioning into tech, and then how it was tasking and all of that. And I didn't know that we could have like storytelling in that regard. So how did you move from non-tech to tech?
So in this life, whatever you are doing, just keep doing whatever it is that you think that you are doing. If you have an idea, if you have a, I don't want to say a dream, if you have an idea where you are at, or what you have as a talent or as a skill or as a gift, it can become this thing in future. Keep working towards it, right? So the reason I'm saying that is where I started from, where I was and where I am now, you might not be able to marry it unless you have lived it. So me, I can marry it. Somebody can say, oh, how did she go from this to this? Or they want to know that. But me, I'm the one that lived it. It's my experience. So I have a marketing background. So I was working in an agency. From an agency, I freelanced. Throughout 2020, I was freelancing, working with all kinds of brands from all over the world.
Can you highlight your skills?
Okay, let me analyze my
so that we'll be able to marry.
First of all, if you are watching this and it's because of me that you want to watch, you want to hear this story about my transition to tech, go and subscribe to my newsletter. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Adebola Williams. that's where you will see this story. I've already like written this entire thing out. So, but I will try to summarize.
Okay.
So when I got into marketing, I started as I was introduced into product marketing.
Okay.
But it was not product marketing as we know it now, because this was 2018. Product marketing was not the name it was called. You know how Nigerians just take time to move to things. So we are doing basically everything that a product marketer does. You know, market feeds, going to the market, trying to understand the people that will use the product, the features that they will need, selling the product to them, bringing back word, bringing back data, researching, you know, and selling the product to people generally. That's what I started doing. And then from there, I realized that there was a whole content world, you know, and I was like, oh, I write. And they're like, okay, you write. So writing.
Yeah.
So I started writing social media content, I started writing blogs, I started writing website content. That's when I knew that there was something called SEO writing. I was like, you know, it was not like creative writing. You know, I did a lot of script writing, a lot of ad writing at the agency I was at. I did a lot of content direction for the different brands. So we should do this type of videos, we should do this type of stories. I was already doing those type of stuff in the little web that I was living at, you know, and I was doing copywriting, social media marketing, digital marketing generally at the agency that I was at before I left. And then I just focused on writing, helping businesses grow, helping personal brands grow. There was a personal brand phase that I had. You know, you're a personal brand, you should do this, you should put your word outside. Because you'll be surprised at how many people know me, about me rather. They know me on social media, but they don't know me. They've never met me in person.
Okay.
You know, and I go out sometimes and they're like, oh my God, I follow you on this. It has happened with one of my friends before. We at Miniso. And somebody said, oh, Adebola from Instagram. I was like, hey, it happens to me almost every other day. And I don't have like 1 million followers or anything. Just the little thing that I'm doing every time, you know, was coming out. And then after freelancing, I worked at one of the, you know, Nigerians version of Bed and Bath. I worked in that. I was managing content and development and direction there when I got a call from a friend. And my friend was like, oh, somebody's going to call you. He said he's looking for a storyteller. And I told him that you are the one that can do it, right? And I was like, okay. And then somebody called me and was like, hey. I was like, hi. I was like, oh, my name is Femi. I'm the founder of Money. I want to talk to you about what we are doing. That's what he said. He didn't tell me that he wanted to give me a job. He didn't tell me that he wanted me to come and make money the Google of Africa or the Kinecon. No, he said, I want to tell you about what we are building at Money. You know, and he just told me the story of how we started. Where it was coming from, the people he has worked with, some of the businesses that he had done that he had abandoned because they had failed, or it was not just getting them right, some of the things that he had gotten right, and how Money started. Me and his friends, and I was like, oh my God, people are doing amazing stuff. Like, so why did I tell you all this story?
You know what's amazing to me is there's a sentence you made like some seconds ago. You said, he told me about how we started. Like, it shows how involved you are in this brand. It's amazing, really.
Yeah, I always tell everybody, if you think you're a friend of Money and you don't know the Shark Party story, you're not really a friend of Money.
Wow,
that's where it all began, sort of.
Yeah.
So
like, I'm very particular about the way you use it, how we started, not like how they started.
Yeah, how we started doing Money.
That's really amazing. Wow. So enough about work, right? Let's come to your personal life. So I'd like to ask, like, what's your favorite purchase of 2022?
My favorite purchase of 2022. Wow, the pressure.
It's getting worse.
Hey, I cannot even say car. I cannot say car, I cannot say house. My daddy. Actually, not maybe. I moved in 2022. So that's a very important thing for me. Because I wanted my space all along, and I was staying home with my mom, you know, and it was just really different. I love my mom and everything, but it's different when you get to a particular stage. You just have to like make a decision and say, you know, I just want the quiet. So now I can direct the sound and the noise of my space compared to when I was at home, that I have to wait for my mom, or I can be working or in a meeting and my mom is yelling at me to do something.
So how did your mom take it?
Nobody took it well, but we gotta do what we gotta do. A win is a win. How do you always say that? A win is a win is a win. And now they are used to it. My mom comes here to visit. My family comes to visit. So a win is a win.
Yeah, I feel you. That works. So your favorite purchase? Let's say you're moving into your new space.
Yes,
Okay.
that's my favorite purchase. Rent.
Okay. What's one thing you wish you had learned earlier as an adult?
Um, One thing that I wish I had learned. Pleasing people is not going to please you.
Yeah.
So, by nature, extroverts and my kind of wiring, my kind of personality, we don't really like conflicts.
Okay.
So, we try to be really nice. We try to be bearing. We try to be considerate and try to make everybody happy. But what happens is that you grow and you realize that you don't have convictions
Sure.
because you're not standing on
For
anything.
anything,
You're just saying, oh, with Toby I will bend so that Toby will not be mad. And then when I'm with somebody that believes in something that is entirely different from what Toby, oh, with another person I'm going to bend. So people don't really know. So people have like different Debolas. So I mean, if you talk to some people now, they might think of me in different ways, and they're all like people that I vibe with, no work people that I have a different, have a work, I have a work vibe, same people that I relate with, and you say that they have different because I'm just trying to please everybody. So one thing that I have learned as an adult is that you don't please people. It's okay if some people get pleased along the way,
Okay.
but I'm not setting out to please anybody, at least not anymore.
Okay.
So that's also why I was able to tell my mother that I'm moving out of your house.
Sorry.
I got my, you get. If I still wanted to just keep making everybody happy, I was still going to be at home because
Okay.
it would have really made my parents happy if I didn't move out.
Okay, let's dwell upon that pleasing, people pleasing.
Mhm.
So, like, while people pleasing, it's quite. You touched upon a point about how it's difficult for you to know what you like and what you don't like. That's like losing yourself to an extent. So, like, can you walk us through how you were able to like find out or walk out of that?
How I was able to work out of losing myself, finding myself,
Finding yourself
and pleasing
again,
people.
yeah, like stopping the people pleasing and then embracing yourself. Yeah.
So I'm still in that process.
Okay.
I don't think I'm there because I know some people that are really there and they are very refreshing to be around.
Okay.
They're not going to bend for you. They're not going to bend for anybody. What they believe is what they believe. Take it or leave it. They are unapologetic about it. That doesn't mean that they are cross or they are crass rather and they act like they don't have any boundaries. No. But for the most things that are important to them, their convictions are going to stand true.
Okay.
So right for me, I just really discovered that I was making everybody happy but me.
Yeah.
Do you get?
It's draining.
After a while, I just realized that why is everybody happy? I would do something, people will be happy, but to me, I'm not happy. I am back in my room, in my bed, and thinking, why did I just make this person happy at my own expense? I didn't have to do that, and I do it for both people that are close and people that aren't. So that's when I
No
knew
boundary.
that it was Moshe rude. I even thought it's really like my friends and my family that I was trying to please.
Okay.
But if I meet a stranger today, I can give the person my eye at the expense of me not seeing. And you know that my eyes are not great, right?
What does it cost you?
Wish you. Or if I stopped people pleasing years ago, maybe I would have gone far in life right now.
Wow.
Career wise, financial wise, there are some things that I had done, just to make somebody happy or just to make some set of people happy, and it cost me some things. Sacrifice that were unimportant. Like I always say, Jesus Christ is the ultimate sacrifice. Any other sacrifice that I am making is just for show.
Okay. What's one thing that people will be shocked to find out about you?
Shocked.
Yeah.
I'm very strict.
True.
I think that when people see that side of me, I can always see the disgust on the face. Like, how can you be like this?
I wasn't expecting this.
People expect me to be everything but strict.
strict?
No. I am strict. I don't like nonsense. As playful as I am, as jovial as I am, if you cross me, you're not gonna like it. Yeah, so that's very important.
Okay. So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
2 places.
Okay.
Greece. I've always loved Greece.
Wow.
I've never been. But I've always loved Greece, and it's not because I love Greek mythology. No, I've always loved Greece because of how will I call it? How historical the city is.
Okay.
Some of the best books and the best movies that I've watched, have like Greek origins. And I've always wanted to live in places that have it. Walking on the street and feel like, oh, this was where Poseidon passed. There's no place in Lagos like that that can say, Nafa Baliwa passed this place.
Oh my God.
I've always wanted to walk as I'm walking. It's also like as I'm walking, I'm like, oh. And the second place is Israel.
Oh, really?
I've always wanted to just maybe do like 1 year and just sit down on one month, something where Jesus was like, Jesus was. I'm fulfilling scripture right now. You said that the places that you walk upon too. That did that. I want to see. I want to live in places that have historical meaning to the world entirely. So Greece and Israel, for me, is gonna do that.
So are you saying Nigeria doesn't have any?
Me, I don't know. I cannot answer that question.
You cannot answer that question. Okay, tell me about some movies you've watched that are remarkable to you, or a movie you can watch over and over again.
No, so there are plenty.
Hey.
Because sorry. So I've seen in my lifetime. I've seen a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of movies.
Now you pass time.
Yeah, and that's also how I. It's also how I take care of myself.
Okay.
And I've also realized that being a storyteller isn't my job.
Okay.
It's who I am.
It's your lifestyle, yeah.
It's not before I got the role of a storyteller. I'd been one since when I was a child, when I didn't even know that what I was doing was storytelling. Bukumi is my friend. Like, ask Bukumi. When I were in the boarding house, people used to center around my desk, around my bunk. I would sit down I'm telling them stories.
Whoa.
Bukumi, I tweeted something I think weeks back. I was like, out of nowhere, I would just think of One Tree Hill and just start crying.
Oh, I saw that tweet. Yeah.
And she was like, that I told her the story from season 1 to season 10.
Boarding house.
In boarding house, I will go home, I will watch like one season.
You come back.
I come back, I'm like, where I stopped last year. And I told you that. So episode 1, season 2, this is what they started. And I will tell you, with the shifting of the camera, with the music that was in the background, I was paying attention. And that's also how I watch movie now. So I have to tell myself sometimes, like, I just want to enjoy this here. I'm not going to wear my storyteller art. I'm not going to wear my critique art. I just want to enjoy this movie. Okay. So, but something that I watched recently that I really liked was From Scratch.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
So I don't watch rom-com. I don't watch romance because I don't have time for nonsense. And all of them is lie that they always lie to you. That's not how love be in real life. Love is not like that.
Okay.
You know? So I don't watch all those nonsense. But I was just like, Zoe Saldana, I'm a very big fan.
You know?
And she has never done any romance before.
You get.
So maybe I saw that thing when they first even said it's coming. I'm really going to go and post it on my story that, Zoe.
Too, yeah.
Inside romance.
I love that.
I must watch. I even thought that there would be criminal inside. That I was also
from
like waiting for.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, I watched the first episode. I was like, this is so cheesy. But let me continue. And then I watched like episode 3. I was like, oh my God, this is not as romantic as I thought it was going to be. It was a very heavy movie. And I want to read the book now because I know that the book might have probably done better justice. So I've gone to go and get the book. I've watched like the interviews of the sisters that wrote the book about where they're at because it's a true life story, and I just wanted to just wrap their head around how.
That movie is beautiful. Like, to be very honest. Okay, maybe this is not a movie review, but okay. But you guys might know.
When a movie is beautiful, it's beautiful.
Like, let me tell you my favorite part of the movie. It's the direction and the script writing. Because they made everyone watching wear the shoes of each character.
I'm telling you.
So you could pick the perspective from any angle. You.
So one time you think that, it's Zoe that I'm rooting for. The next one you're like, fuck you, Zoe. Yeah, I'm rooting for this guy.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of storytelling. You should be able to look at the characters and feel like this is me. I mean, I'm not Italian and I'm not American, but I could relate to like all the cultural things that were going on, in the movie and family.
So, what motivates you to work hard?
Money.
Ah,
Yes, it's
It's
all about
money.
the money, money, money. Money. It's money. Money, 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 money. I don't want to be a mechanic.
okay.
I want to be a baller. And so many bitches in this world that I have to go to.
Okay.
So, money, I see when people say that money motivates, people start to think that it's like a bad thing, but it isn't. Especially if you have suffered before. If you have suffered the type of suffer that I have suffered before, you will not think that I shouldn't make money in life. I have suffered you. But that means that God should not allow us and suffer in life, in case you don't understand your back. It's very important for me not to suffer again. It's also now more important that my children do not suffer. Nobody in my generation will suffer again. So sometimes you think I like work. I don't like work. I wanna chill.
But what will your life look like if you had all the money in the world?
Well, in the morning I wake up late.
Okay.
Let's say like 10 a.m. After sleeping like 4, I wake up like 10 a.m. or like 11, and I want to do like this. And my husband will just bring breakfast. We just bring breakfast to me, amala or anything.
Amala in the morning.
Have you ever eaten hot amala in the morning
No,
before?
I haven't.
You don't know what's going on. Hot amala with a red and gbegiri, pẹ̀lú goat meat at oríṣiríṣi, with the juice. And I'm eating that, and while I'm sitting there, my phone is ringing. Oh, that investment, kinikon just kicking the dividend. I just be, I'm like, okay. This one is doing well. That business is doing well. I don't need to worry. And I get up, I have my bath in a very nice, I dip myself, like almost like I'm submerging. That's the type of jacuzzi that I want, that I can submerge for real. And there's no spillage. After that, I go to my library and my workspace. I do some work. I cannot imagine myself without writing, without teaching, without creating something. So it doesn't matter how much I have, I'm still going to do that. I make some calls, I do some collabs, I do some partnerships. Me and my husband, we go to have lunch. Maybe we just take our private jet to like Italy for some pasta or something. And then we come back home to have dinner, see our kids, help them with their assignments, eat dinner like a family, pray, thank God for the life that we are living, tell my children how lucky they are because their mother and father have already worked all they work in life, so they don't have to stress themselves, and we do it again the next day.
That's beautiful.
That's the type of life
I love it.
see
It
myself
sounds
living.
rich.
Yep.
So can you give us like a personal finance tip?
Personal finance tip: save on money app. Don't just save, because actually the truth of the matter is that when you read about personal finance tips, you may look like this person don't understand what I'm going through. Person is saying I should budget. Guy, that doesn't even make sense. Things are changing by the day. People always say live within your means, but until you have reached a particular place where you are earning a lot of money, I will say that you should live below your means. So just because you can afford it doesn't mean that you should buy it. And I'm talking to myself because this phone, I bought it. Could I afford it? Maybe. But I bought it. And I didn't have to buy it. I told myself that I've been using my iPhone 10X since 2020. Adebola, I want to be creating content. Do better. And that's why, and this phone now, I'll use it for 2 years. Before I will not buy the maybe iPhone 20 that is out by that time, because only God knows, because I don't know what is wrong with iPhone. So live below your means. Live below your means. You are still going to enjoy in life, but as if you're not earning so much yet, or you're even earning so much, just do life, JJ. Prioritize the things that are important to you. You don't want to keep up with the Joneses, because the Joneses themselves, they will not wait for you. They will not help you if you come crashing back. Don't keep up with the Joneses, especially if you live in Lagos. I know that there's I buy from this, I wear Moat the label, I wear the Kenny, you don't need all of those things. I told somebody that for a very long time, there was a thrift store in Surulere where I was living. That's where I was buying my clothes. And the thing about thrift store is that it's unique pieces that you will get.
Okay.
People will stop you and ask you,
where did you get
that
it?
This jacket is so, and I'm like, it's from the thrift store, 2,500. You can look nice, you can smell good, you can feel good, And that's also the thing about people pleasing. There's the time I was doing that.
Okay.
I have an event, I have to buy a new dress. I have an event, I have to look this certain way. What now? If your event cannot collect anything that's inside my wardrobe, don't invite me. Let me stay in my house and good luck to you. You have to just set all these boundaries within yourself. Because Yoruba people will say that, the mafo mewewa mafi jeun. If as a salary earner, by mid-month, you don't have money to spend and to spare, you have bad financial habits. That's just the truth of the matter. Very bad. Because even some people are earning 50k. You are earning 50k. Remove your transportation. If you go to work all the time, remove your data.
People
all
don't
those
budget.
basic necessities.
They don't budget.
What is sorry? You that you are earning 50k. What is lo she nails? What is lo glue? 15k have gone. Oku 35k. If you are a Christian, you don't even pay tithe. Again. Inside that money. Yes, I know like internet people don't like tithe matter, but I'm talking to the Christian, I'm talking to you. So if you're a Christian, you not pay tithe. You are doing new. You are wearing all the biggest clothes. Before you know it, that money is meaning 15k. You just want to buy something somewhere, you just look at, and people have the habit of not looking at their account balance. They don't look at their balance sheet. After 3 months.
Because you don't want to feel bad.
Feel bad.
Yeah.
Feel bad. There was a time that I look at my account balance, this thing, bank statement, and I was like, hey! I realized that the amount of money I was spending on entertainment is, unless I'm entertaining the devil, that's too much money.
Okay.
Money on, I just say, let me just buy this. Jack and Kosari racking, let me, things that I was just eating, that were not even things I really liked, though. I told myself that.
Let's not do this. I saw a tweet by one person who talked about how when you start budgeting at the beginning of the month or at the end of the month, when you collect your salary, you realize you don't actually have money to just spend anyhow.
Just do anyhow.
Yeah, you don't have money.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that you're not planning ahead just makes you think that you have money, but you don't have money. I think that really helps. But budgeting has to be like the most important thing.
And save.
And then saving. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about saving. This will be the last part. So what should people save for? Because people save to buy cars. People save to buy a house. People save to buy clothes. People save to buy. So, what are you going to suggest? Like, should people save to buy what?
So I think that you should have like a financial goal. If you have financial goals, it's easy for you to decide what to save for. What I will save for is from what you will save for.
Yeah.
For example, there are things I want a good Christmas. For example, I want a quiet and fun Christmas. If I really want to say what I want for Christmas, I want to be out of Nigeria, just me and my man chilling somewhere, very nice space, very nice country with blue waters and clear skies. I want to be able to do that. If I really wanted to do it and I was planning towards it, since like June or since like February, I would have calculated, this is how much I'm going to need for this trip. This is how much I'm going to be putting aside each month, and I'll be saving towards it. So that's a saving goal that I can plan for. And I think that one of the savings goal one of the savings plan everybody should have is emergency funds.
Yeah.
Because unforeseen circumstances will happen. I just spoke to one of my friends that's a tailor, a fashion designer today, and she was like, the reason she didn't save last month was because 2 of her clients returned their clothes because there were some issues with it, and she had to go and buy a new set of material for it, and she can't ask the client because she was the one that messed up. She had to buy new materials, and these materials were expensive. She had to buy the materials to be able to make them happy, both of them. And I was like, that's insane. That's just like really wild. So have emergency savings so that your normal budget and your normal savings wouldn't suffer. Somewhere that you get, and emergency savings is not really a bad thing. It doesn't have to be like, something happened to your family or somebody crashed or something crashed. It can be a good thing. It can be that thing you've been waiting for finally opened, or maybe you saw an opportunity that is good for your career, and then there's a $350 this thing, but you don't have any savings anywhere, so it can be emergency savings can be for good unforeseen circumstances. A good opportunity comes, somebody's leaving the country finally, is jackpotting, and they have a house that they are selling at a very ridiculous subsidized rate, or a car. That's a good opportunity. You should be able to have money for things like that. Final words. I think I do.
Okay.
Final words. So I'm just gonna say that if you haven't like figured stuff out in life, it's okay and it's not okay. So most times we hear the it's okay part, and people aspire you to say you figure it out, but you don't figure out life by, how will I call it, waiting for you to figure it out.
Or wishing.
So as much as we are winging life, every of us we are all winging it. Some of us are actually being intentional about figuring it out, and those are the people that actually figure it out. So we might not figure it out at once, but we are saying why. We are asking the right questions. So we might have even figured it out and not know that we have figured it out.
Okay.
But if you just want to leave everything to chance, you're not doing active and you're not taking notes, you're not being keen to your experiences, to what life is throwing your way. You're just winging and not taking notes. You might have issues accepting what your purpose or what you're supposed to be doing with the talents and the gifts that you have. So I just want to say that if you don't have things figured out, if everybody around you look like they have everything figured out, it's okay. Our journeys are different, our processes are different. We might be going to the same place even, but we don't have to get there in the same direction or through the same path.
Yeah.
So it's very important that it's fine. Don't stress about it. Story. Let me tell you, especially if you are looking at people on social media and using it to gauge your life. I'm a storyteller. I can make myself look like a millionaire on the internet. That's the truth of the matter. And I'm not.
Yeah.
I can make myself look like the richest, the most figured out, everybody does storytelling online. All those things that you're seeing is curated content, very curated. Even reality TV is curated. So don't kill yourself because everybody's looking like they have it figured out online. What you should do is be true to your own story. Do the work. That's another thing that is saying that is
invest in yourself.
Do the work. All these people that you see doing good stuff, they did not happen by it. They are putting in the work. Their hands are dirty because they rolled up their sleeves and got their hands dirty. Do the work. Don't let all this personal branding and all these bubble things get into your head. Especially some of you that you're always on Twitter. Do the work. Especially all these Twitter
so
folks
personal.
that all your advice, all your career advice, all your relationship advice, all your Christian advice is Twitter that you can get it from. You're just setting yourself up for a failed life. Sit down in yourself, talk to people around you, figure out the truth of situations for yourself. When they ask you to do some things at work, don't go and throw a tantrum. People on Twitter will not give you job. You go and lose your job because you want to be rude or because something's wrong with you. You will suffer for it and you stay at home, you drink Gary, nobody's going to come to your aid. So use your sense. Like Ashake will say, I just blow bottom. I know my set before they use me. I go use my sense. My sense. You gotta what? You gotta use. You gotta use your sense. I can't believe I'm quoting Ashake after I've already talked about like other things. But Ashake has some deep code. So I didn't want to say this before, but I've now realized that I always do good girl. So I need to say this. See, Okay.
Why are you swallowing your word?
Let me just say it. See, let me tell you something. Life is full of different arrays of experiences.
Okay.
When they taught us wave in school, there's the trough and there's the crest. Something like that. The crest and trough.
Yeah.
So there'll be times when you're like, ooh, and then there's times when you're gonna go down. But both in your highs and in your low moments, two people steady will be there with you.
Okay.
When you're in your high moments, people can be all your fans are gonna come out. Oh, that guy is my G.
I know her.
And then when you're in the trough,
it's just you.
But whether you're in the trough or you're in the crest, God is there with you. So my advice to you is that hold God like this, hug him. Because it actually is even hugging you. So just make sure that you reciprocate the hug and hold him tight, because it's going to be there like for you through the thick and the thin.
Thank you so much, Adebola. Bye.